Hi friends, welcome to your hip flexibility class. Or begin in hands and knees. Come on down onto your palms and your knees, stacking your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips with hip width distance apart. And open your fingers nice and wide, starting with several hip circles to one direction. Feel your hips, your glutes, and keep pressing your fingertips down to the earth while you're moving. And then reverse the directions of the circles. And keep breathing nice and easy through your nose. And come back to center. Go ahead, open your knees as wide as it's comfortable, and big toes come to touch. And sit back on your heels and rest your forehead on the ground to your child's pose. Relax everything to the earth, especially your hips. On your next inhale, lift your hips up away from your heels and round forward. And then drop your hips down, lift your gaze, and lift your feet up. As you exhale, back to your child's pose. 3 more times on your own. Inhale, round forward. Drop your hips down, lift your feet up. And exhale, back to child's pose. 2 more times at your own pace. And last one. Okay, good. And now slowly press yourself up back to your hands and knees, tabletop pose. Go ahead, bring your left foot forward between your hands. Come on up high onto the fingertips. Drop your hips down and forward. Pull your navel in. Tuck your tailbone down slightly towards the earth. Feel your right front thigh hip flexor stretch. Soften the gaze and soften your heart as you breathe. Nice and easy through your nose. Okay, good. Bring your left hand inside of your left foot. Heel toe your left foot out. Your left toes pointing out. And move your right hand forward slightly past your right shoulder. And come on up high onto the knife edge of your left foot. And turn your torso to your left and your mount. Keep your left hand on the ground. And keep breathing. Nice and easy. Steady gaze. Steady mind. Feel your right hip stretch. Bring your gaze back down to the earth and slowly with control, step your left foot back to your hands and knees. Second side. Go ahead, bring your right foot forward between your hands. Come on up high onto the fingertips. Drop your hips down and forward. Pull your navel in towards your spine for stability. Tuck your tailbone down slightly towards the earth. Shoulders away from your ears. Find one spot on the ground and make a steady gaze with it. As you breathe space into your left hip flexor, be patient with yourself. Be loving to yourself. Okay, good. Bring your right hand inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot out. Right toes turned out. And then bring your left hand a little bit past your left shoulder. Roll onto the knife edge of your right foot. Sink your hips down as you turn your torso to your right and your mount. Feel your left hip stretch. Soften the gaze. And soften your heart. And be tender with yourself as you keep breathing. And slowly bring your gaze back down to the earth. Step your right leg back to your hands and knees. Good job, yogis. And now slowly release your hips down onto your heels, coming to your seated pose. Go ahead and take your feet to one side and come to the center of your mat. Bring the soles of your feet together in front and allow your knees to open out wide and hands onto the ankles. Huge breath in, spine nice and tall. As you exhale, fold over, hinging from your hips. Place your elbows inside of your legs and soften your face. And keep on breathing, nice and easy. Make sure your hips are still grounded to the earth. And breathe into those hips. Soften the muscles in your face. Maybe you can go a little bit closer to the earth with each exhale, but do not force too much. And then on your next inhale, curl your torso all the way up. Extend your right leg to your right. Bring your left heel closer to your groin. Left hand on the mat behind you. And lift your hips forward and up. Right arm up and over your right ear. Right toes pointing down. Feel the stretch from your hip to the toes. Soften the gaze. And release your hips down back to the earth. Second side. So now go ahead, extend your left leg to the left. Right heel closer to your groin. Right hand behind your back. And lift your hips forward and up. Left toes pointing down to the earth. Left arm up and over your left ear. And feel the stretch from your toes to your left hip. Soften the gaze. As you keep breathing, nice and steady, and slow and deep. And release your hips back down to the earth. Bring your feet together in front, knees bent, and hug your shins with your arms and stay there for one full breath, giving yourself that beautiful hug and love. Grab your left ankle with your right hand and then lower your left leg down so your knee pointing forward and stack your right knee on top. And so your knees are stacked. But if that's a little too uncomfortable right now, bring your right shin in front of your left and find your own option. Remember your knees, they don't have to be stacked in one straight line. And your hands onto your feet or fingertips in front. Spine nice and tall and hips are relaxed. And then fold over your legs and your mount as you exhale. And keep breathing. Steady breath. Hips are super heavy to the earth. Or maybe you can experiment with yourself, folding over even deeper, closer to the earth, coming down onto your forearms with your palms together. Wherever you are, make sure your hips are still grounded. On your next inhale, curl your torso all the way up. Second side. So unwind your legs. Now, bring your right leg on the bottom and left leg on top. For option 2, left shin in front of your right shin. Find your own option, listening to your own body's wisdom. And then, if your knees are stacked, place your hands onto your feet. Spine nice and tall, shoulders relaxed. Huge breath in through the nose. As you exhale, fold over and your mount. Hands can be onto your feet or fingertips in front. Keep breathing into those hips. Or option 2, maybe fold over a little bit deeper, closer to the earth. Coming down onto your forearms with your palms together. And again, your hips are still grounded to the earth. Allow them to be super heavy, drop down. Soften your face. And soften your shoulders. And soften your heart. As you keep breathing deeply and lovingly. On your next inhale, curl your torso all the way up. And then unwind your legs. And now go ahead, extend your legs to the front of your mat. Hands behind your back. Start to shake out your legs several times to release any last bit of tension in your hips. And maybe start to tap the big toes and mounts together. And come back to center. And find your seat with your legs crossed. Hands to your heart, to your prayer. Stay there for a couple of more moments to feel your body, especially your hips. And we'll end the class lots of love and gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this class today, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you soon in my next video. Have the most amazing rest of your day.